So, good morning everybody, welcome to the Mercure yacht Fairfield Manor. My name is Mike Sweeting, I'm the general manager, and I'm just going to take you around our venue just to show you what we're all about, and give you a bit of an insight into what we've been doing since our recent challenging with COVID-19 and some restoration work we've been doing. Whether you've been to the hotel or not, obviously I'm just giving you a little tour around our Georgian Grade 2 listed building, having a quick look at the function room as well, some of the decorative work we're doing, and just sort of giving you an indication of what we're going to try and do to keep you safe and keep the team safe while we're hopefully delivering your events now and for the future. So yeah, welcome. So this is the front of the building. So this is the actual original Fairfield Manor Georgian listed building there. And it kind of that's where our four-poster rooms are as well. We have the entrance to the hotel. Fortunately, I haven't picked the best day to come around the grounds, but we had some cracking weather this week. So yeah, there's the entrance to the hotel, great for pictures. And then we sort of take you into the groundwork. So this is all our 6 acres of land that surrounds the original Manor building and the hotel. So yeah, great for pictures and what have you. And again, we've done quite a bit of gardening work in around this area. Unfortunately, all the blossoms blowing off it, but anyway, it gives you an indication of the space that's outside, nice and airy, and opportunities for pictures and other lovely things to go with it. So yeah, 6 acres of land, lots of car parking spaces that are free, and lots of opportunity. We're also exploring the possibility of outside weddings, and been able to you can get married indoors, you could come outside for bits and pieces. So we're all exploring these various options in there. We've continued to get groundwork done. We've had a few team members in while COVID-19 lockdown's been going on. Listen, we've got some great wildlife as well. So we've been keeping up to date with things like the hanging baskets, obviously some of the flowers and planters at the front, because now's the season for a lot of groundwork and we didn't want to get to the end of potential lockdown and not have a great ground. So yeah, there's it, and I'm going to now take you inside. So we come inside, some of the decorative work that we've been doing in and around. So we've decorated our entrance, and then we sort of come into our reception area and our open lobby as well. So just to sort of give you an indication of the things we will put into practice. Again, the same with a lot of places you can see now. We've got our personal protective equipment station where we've got our disinfectant, our sanitizers, our hand gels. Our reception will get screens put up as well. So when you're checking in, the screens will be in place, as well as other signage. That's all ready to go when we get open as well. We've got some great heritage of the surrounding village. So it takes you back to talks to you about the history of the building. So a lot of character, a lot of original features in this building as well. And again, like I said, the advantage we've got here is we've got plenty of space. Now, you're going to have to forgive us. There are still the odd bits and pieces that we are doing in there. There's the fridge for the team, for the brews and what have you. So we've done some decorative work in and around on our bar area. Again, we've obviously taken away a lot of stock because waiting the government guidelines to decide what the best practices are, whether it's bottle service or what have you. But there's plenty of things we can do, and there's plenty of things we're preparing to do. So again, our residence bar, which we will continue to look at, to make sure it's 2 meters distancing on there. I can then take you into our garden lounge. So this takes you into the original Manor building. So this is where this used to go out onto the gardens. So yeah, so this is again opportunities for you there. And prior to us open, we'll obviously put a lot more restrictions in place to make sure we're social distancing. Great benefits for the hotel. You know, we've got some quite wide corridors, so we've got the capabilities to make sure that we've got, just give you an indication again, forgive me for the trolley, but we've got a few people, a few guys kicking in, so you can obviously see the size of the corridors. Some of the other work we've been doing in and around the hotel, if you've been here before, we obviously had a courtyard here, but we've done quite a lot of work on there. So this gives you an indication of our new courtyard that we've done out. Nice little sun trap actually. So we're in the process of getting a few more bedding plants and other bits and pieces in here just for something to look like. I've got a couple of chefs that are part of my team that are obviously staying in the hotel just to keep the security and the health and the safety checks up and running, so we created a bit of a herb garden. Now, this is a chive plant, and apparently you can eat the flowers. I didn't know that, so there you go. And some other bits there, so we might become self-sufficient one day. So again, this is
we've
available.
Been toying with what weddings will look like and such have you. So I'm not saying this is the finished idea, but we are obviously still following a lot of government guidelines with what expectations are. What I'm trying to do is present you with the space and what we would do to ensure that we are keeping you safe and you are comfortable in the most important day of your life. So this is what we've been doing.
We'll have a PPE station. It might look like something like this, it might not. You might say you might not want it in this area, but we can put it in other areas. And this is what our function room was originally. Well, it's still our function room anyway. But this gives you an indication of the size, some quite high floor ceilings. You've got different entrance, you can have a different exit. But this gives you an indication of social distancing with tables. So these tables are currently 2 meters apart. Now, having said that, if you were doing a wedding and you've got family from the same one, maybe you could all sit together. Who knows? I can't give you all the answers, unfortunately, which I know is not ideal. What I'm just trying to do is give you an indication of what we could do, depending on what the government guidelines are. We are toying with lots of other things, but this just gives you a lot of ideas on space, and then you've obviously got your own private bar.
When I say thinking of ideas, we're thinking about, do you know what, if, for example, you wanted to get married in the near future, however, some restrictions on social distancing and how many people you're allowed in a room might mean you might not get everybody you want. So one of the ideas we're throwing around is, say, for example, you have a dinner on one time, and then maybe you pick another date down the line or into next year when restrictions are lifted a little bit more, and you can have a few more people for an evening do. Because we've all sort of said it wouldn't be much fun dancing in one square and having a dance in 2 meters away, so that's not really going to work. But we're open to all ideas, we're open to suggestions, we want to work with people to make sure that we're making their day as special as possible. But equally, we don't have all the answers. So we're learning as we go along. What we're doing is just showing you best case scenario. So that's, like I said, that's the room, 2 meters distance. But you could have, obviously, a family all on one table. Maybe that'll work, but plenty of space anyway. Obviously, other parts of the wedding are the civil service. So we've been in touch with the Yacht Registry Office and working on producing our risk assessment for us to go along with what their expectations are. So we're working closely with a lot of partners. We're working, we have a resident DJ, which we're working really closely with, who's flexible on dates. We've got other suppliers. For example, we've got Buckle and Walker here who do, I'll show you their card, where they do sweet carts and all the rest of it. So again, as we work and develop our risk assessments, we'll make sure we get other clients and other customers, other suppliers' risk assessments. So if you want to see them, you know what we're trying to do to eliminate your risk.
But one of the other things is, I haven't put the lights on that. So one of the other things would be, obviously, your wedding breakfast in the morning. So with us having a little bit further out of York, we are blessed with a little bit more space, which is great for, unfortunately, this global, it's not the right word to use, but, challenges. So this is our restaurant area. Now this, as you can see, is not currently social distanced, but however, we are in the process of taking our tables out and getting the capacity that we can do a breakfast in. However, we can also use this room for exclusive uses. So for example, if you wanted your wedding breakfast in here, you could do it. We're in the process of agreeing what breakfast will look like as well, different phases to work with different times, as lockdown sort of eases off as well. But again, this is newly decorated. The guys have worked really hard on the brassoing, well done to them. And obviously we've done a lot of work we've got obviously the groundwork outside that we're doing a bit of work on. It's great. What's lovely is a lot of the wildlife's returned to this surrounding area, so a lot of birds and birds of prey and stuff. But again, just gives you another option. You get a bit of an insight. You can see what the place is.
So I think I've covered most of the bases there. We obviously have our bedrooms, which we will equally follow government guidelines, make sure they're sanitised, clean correctly. put off for a day, make sure they're disinfecting correctly, and then allowing customers to come back in. So we're available, you know, you can come and have a chat with us. I can do this again with anybody at any time. I can do WhatsApp calls, FaceTime calls. I am here in the building. Although we can't let you in right now, we obviously can at least give you that vision of what we're doing.